Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. It is now the last week of the regular season for college football, which is exciting but sad at the same time. So, what we've got this week is a big mix up of a lot of stuff, and Iowa State, after their win last week, has a better shot at getting into the Big 12 championship game. They needed to win, but a few other things needed to happen, and thankfully, Colorado and BYU both lost. So, that makes things a lot easier for us. So, excuse me. Let's jump into it. I have a scenario here on the simulator. So this is the scenario where Iowa State does not get into the Big 12 championship, even with a win. So we can see here, calculate. Never mind, this is the one where they do get in. Because this is a very if thing. So obviously Iowa State needs to win, but if BYU loses to Houston, which is unlikely, but if they lose to Houston, then Texas Tech needs to beat West Virginia, and then if that happens, if Cincinnati doesn't beat TCU and Baylor doesn't beat Kansas, then Iowa State will not be in. So you can see if we change one of these, Iowa State is out. If we go the other way, they're out. And if they both lose, then Iowa State is out. But if West Virginia wins, it doesn't matter. And if BYU beats Houston, then it won't matter either. So hopefully BYU can just beat Houston fine and dandy, which shouldn't be too big of a problem, but we'll see. Moving to the games. Friday, Black Friday, we've got 11 a.m. game, Oklahoma State at Colorado. Oklahoma State and Tech had a shootout this week, both very high-scoring teams. But Colorado will probably bounce back from a Kansas win, and Oklahoma State still isn't very good. So obviously Colorado winning doesn't matter anymore after last week in terms of if Iowa State wins, so that's good. So whatever, I'm not going to watch the game. Friday night we got Utah and UCF. This is another game that doesn't matter. If Iowa State wins, this game has no bearing on the Big 12 championship game. And I don't particularly care about either of these two teams, so it'll be a game, I suppose. Something to watch on Friday night. I think the Hawkeyes play on Friday too, if you want to watch them instead. Saturday morning. Big slate Saturday. This is obviously the game, one of the ones I detailed. So we're going to be, I'm assuming BYU's not going to lose to Houston, but I guess we got to watch this game first, and let me pull up what that was. So West Virginia, we're rooting for West Virginia in this game. Kansas, if Tech beats West Virginia and BYU loses, we need Baylor to beat Kansas. So, I don't know, there's a lot of weird cheering things. I'm not going to be really watching any of these games. My family will be in town. That one's a toss-up. I'll root for Baylor, though. The Arizonas, this doesn't have any bearing either. Sorry. If BYU loses, I think if either of these teams win, it's fine. Besides the BYU loss, that will just determine who plays in the championship game, so doesn't really matter to me. Sorry, there's not a lot of analysis on these, since it's so Iowa State needs certain things to happen. This is the one where we need Cincinnati to beat TCU, which unfortunately is both the underdogs in these two Baylor, Kansas, Cincinnati, TCU games, but they're at least 1 point spread and 3 point spread, so hopefully I won't be watching this though. We'll be tailgating and going to the games with my family. This one got in here wrong, sorry. More Big 12. The game of the week, pretty much. At least for us, I'll be at the game with my family. Family's coming up for Thanksgiving, be going to the game. Only a 3 point spread, 2.5 point spread is kind of surprising, but we'll see. K-State won pretty convincingly against Cincinnati, and we didn't, so We'll see. It's going to be a very cold game. The high is like 25, so we're hoping to stay warm, and that's the main focus. Stay warm and win. So, obviously, going for Iowa State. And then we have to wait till the very end of the weekend to see if BYU beats Houston. 2-touchdown favorite, essentially. I think they can do it just fine. Who knows, though? With Iowa State's luck, we'll somehow get out of the playoff or the championship game. So we'll see. BYU, of course, we're rooting for. Now all the Big 12 games are over. Let's move on to some big games. Obviously, this is a really big game for the Big 10. I don't think it really matters too much with how good Iowa State or Ohio State is and how bad Michigan is. 3-touchdown favorite, so I don't think there's going to be anything too surprising with this one. Obviously, very low scoring too, but Ohio State will probably just clobber them. Michigan State and Rutgers. Excuse me. Hopefully a close game, good game to watch. Again, I won't be watching it, but I'll root for Michigan State in my mind for you. I don't really know anything about Rutgers still, and Michigan, this is finally a close game for Michigan State, so that's good. Notre Dame versus USC, 2 requested teams going up against each other. I don't know. Isn't USC in California? Maybe, I don't know. That's a far way to travel if it is for Notre Dame. But over a touchdown favorite, I wouldn't touch the points, but I don't really have a say. I'm not going to pick a team over the other. Notre Dame can probably make the playoffs, right? I don't know what they did last week. I thought they won against Army fine, or was that the week before? Either way, Texas versus Texas A&M. This is an interesting one because I think if Texas A&M wins, they're pretty much staying at the top of the SEC, which is fascinating. They probably won't get in over Texas. They might both get in, but it'll be an interesting matchup. So we'll see how it all goes. The college football playoff poll did not come out as I'm recording this earlier on Tuesday than when it releases, so there's no updates to that yet. But I don't think there's too much surprising from the Big 12. I think it's just the champion is going to get in. There's no shot at 2 teams getting in from the Big 12, and I'm assuming that 5, maybe 6 SEC teams are going to get in. Couple Big 10, Ohio State, obviously. And we'll see what happens with Boise State, and if any other group of 5 schools gets in. So it will be interesting for sure, but who can really say? Hopefully it's a good weekend. Hopefully everybody stays warm. It's going to be rather cold in most of the country, so yeah, bundle up, take it easy, enjoy the holidays tomorrow if you're celebrating anything. Otherwise, enjoy a nice weekend of football. So thanks for watching, and take care. Let me know what you get up to.